Okay, good morning, team. Today I want you to get your pen and paper, and I'm going to give you the 7 secrets of successful prospecting. Well, okay, I have to confess, most of them aren't so secret. Most of them are things we already know. But anytime that we could reiterate them, repeat them, and remember them, we're more likely to do them. So let's get started. The first secret, again, I'm sure I don't have to tell any of you guys. The first call is always the most difficult. And unfortunately, this doesn't change for most people their entire sales career. If you go and talk to one of the top producers and ask them, they'll probably admit the same thing. The first call is always the most difficult. So do it, get it out of the way. Second is to establish your routine. Again, we've talked about this over and over again, and we're going to talk about it until it sticks, and then we'll continue to talk about it so we don't fall off. Establishing the routine, making the appointment for your prospecting is imperative. Next, you want to develop momentum. Once you get started, you've got to keep going. Every once in a while, we'll get started. That first call is difficult. The second one's a lot easier. The third one, we've got a pretty good lead. They ask us to do something, and we go off and do it. Well, if our goal was to make 10 calls today, we've actually lost our momentum. We've stopped, we've done something else, and we've lost our momentum. We also tend to do that when we squeeze in our prospecting time, when we make our calls while we're in the car, trying to multitask and say, hey, I'm on the way somewhere. Let me go ahead and make a call. I'm not saying that that's negative because it's great that you got to call in, but you are depriving yourself of the opportunity to gain the momentum because with each call, you'll find that you get better and it goes more smoothly. Next, we talk a lot about scheduling your prospecting time, and there's lots of theories on this. From morning to Saturday to the evening, we worry about who's home, who's at work, all those things. The key is to set your prospecting time for the time when you have the most energy. You're the one that has to show up. You're the one that has to do it. We can't control the people or what happens on the other end. So set your time for the time you have the most energy. Next, you also want to focus on your goal. Are you making your calls today because you're looking for a lead? Are you making calls back to leads that you had before? If we're doing follow-up on old leads, our goal is to make an appointment. But have a plan, know what we're going to do before, know what we want before we pick up the phone and we get the call and make the call, and that'll be in our mindset. And 6, you guys, we have to start believing in practice. I hate to say scripts out loud. We all seem adverse to them. But what I can buy into every time is that practice makes perfect. The more you say these things, the better you get at it. That works across the board and everything in your life, so there's no disputing that. So what we're currently doing is we're practicing on our real life clients. So find a way to practice with yourself. Just like this, you can make a video and talk to yourself. You can practice with your friends, with your family, with your husbands and wives or children. We can set up role play partners and we can practice with each other. We're a close enough team. There's enough of us that we're able to do that. But we have to admit out loud that practice is important. And lastly, we can never forget that it's a numbers game. Don't make it an emotional game. Don't make it a win or lose, a fear of rejection, all those things. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The more we do, the better we get. The more we do, the more money we make. There's just direct correlations and there's no secret to it. You guys just get out there and prospect, get out there and make your calls, and we'll talk again soon.